What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jackson here today with my little brother Chubbz.
What's up, everybody?
And if you don't know, we did a video where it was called EA Where Battlefront Went to Die. And it was basically a video about how in the fuck is Battlefront 2 classic better than current Battlefront 2. And by that I mean like custom games, you know, private, like the Galactic Conquest mode, tons of single player content. I mean, you can run all of them PvP maps with bots if you want. Like, there's just more variety there, more things to do. And on that video, we had a ton of people ask us if we would review The Last Jedi, which we had not seen yet. So we've seen it now, and we're not going to review it because there's people who have reviewed it better than we ever could. For that, I'd suggest Mauler's videos. Mauler's videos are the shit. I'll have links to them below. It's a 3-part series, a critique and review of Star Wars Last Jedi, where Mauler just rips it apart. He points out every inconsistency, not only lore-wise, not only like characters acting out of character, but also just basic fucking plot holes if it was just a regular-ass movie, right? So he does a better review than us. Instead, I want to talk about a little thing I saw on Twitter. I saw my buddy Uncompetitive on Twitter shared a YouTube video. I went to it. It was a dude talking about a story where the Rian Johnson said, "Motherfucker, what would you have done?" to fucking Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill. Okay.
In front of a live audience.
In front of a live audience. So, and the thing is I don't think Mark Hamill wants to start any shit, but I have no qualms. So I'll tell you what, Rian Johnson, instead of fucking what would Mark Hamill have done with the character of Luke Skywalker and the entire movie that J.J. Abrams kind of set up for you, you fucktard. How about 2 fucking guys who have GEDs and fucking have never worked a day in the movie business, have never written a story professionally, have never told a story professionally. How about we just make a better movie right now than you did? How does that sound?
Yeah, we just come up with a better plot that's more cohesive with less plot holes with a better continuation off of episode 7.
And we're not arrogant enough because we don't have the ego of Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
We're obviously not going to say that we could have written a better script by ourselves, written or directed a better film by ourselves. What we're saying is what if we, Jax Chubbz, had fucking the resources that Kathleen Kennedy and fucking Rian Johnson had. All right, we're talking Disney money, Disney motherfucking money. Okay, so if we had that, what we would do is we would get a group of very talented writers and we would group them up with a group of lore specialists, people who just like fanboys to the max of Star Wars, people who have studied the EU, the OT, the prequels, read every fucking bit of property, played every game, know everything there is to know about Star Wars, okay? We'd put them together and we'd say, this is what we want to happen in this movie. Because this is what should have happened in the fucking movie, right? Like, how does Abrams leave it off for fucking Rian Johnson? Like,
he left so many things mysterious. My God. He left so many things open. That's the only redeeming thing about fucking Kylo Ren's character in episode 7. And honestly, seeing him in episode 8, people are saying, oh, Adam Driver's character as Kylo Ren is the most interesting part and probably the only reason why I'll continue watching these. To me, his character is shit.
It's worthless. He's a fucking... We have no reason why he's evil and why he turned to the dark side other than the fact that fucking Luke Skywalker tried to kill his own fucking nephew because he sensed the dark side. Okay, that's just this thing, whatever. Okay, we're probably gonna do another video coming out in the next few days, and it'll be how you salvage it. All right, because we're optimists and we're hoping that J.J. Abrams can come back in and do something with it. Hopefully, just fucking save everything that he did in this movie. This isn't like people are saying it's like Empire. Like, people hated Empire at the end of Empire, but look at how now it's one of the most critically acclaimed. First of all, Jedi is infinitely better than Empire. Argue with me with that, motherfuckers. All right? Tell me that the Ewoks are stupid. I'll say, fuck you, the Ewoks are boss. They saved the galaxy because the fucking Emperor was so arrogant in his ultimate power of the dark side, of all this technology, the Death Star, everything he had, his shields, that he didn't even question the tribal nature of the fucking little Care Bear fucking, you know, indigenous people of the moon.
Exactly.
Right? He didn't even take them into account that they could be a problem, that they could do anything. And with sticks and stones, those motherfuckers helped the rebellion topple the fucking Empire. Okay? So I'm just gonna say Jedi's my favorite one. I mean, you got the fucking scene in the beginning and fucking, you know.
You see Luke finally grow up from the first film all the way.
Badass Jedi,
and he finally has his handcrafted green lightsaber and he busts it out in Jabba's palace. Dude, that is the shit.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. It's not like that. They're saying that it's like Empire. That it's supposed to be a downer movie. And it's supposed, but that's not, like, just watch Mauler's series.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Yes.
Let alone, like, the obvious shit. Like, the obvious shit. Like, just like that Finn and Rose's entire plotline is pointless.
Nothing comes out of it.
It leads to nothing. It leads to nothing.
It leads to nothing.
Like, what did they do?
Even Jar Jar Binks had a fucking pivotal role with the politics in the goddamn prequels.
You got Admiral Blue Hair, or Purple Hair, or whatever the fuck. Holdo. This dumbass character that's just there for dramatic purposes. She doesn't tell fucking, what's his name? Poe Dameron is like freaking out, like wanting to plan like he should expect from a fucking admiral, like lead us, tell us what's going on. No, she just fucking doesn't tell him just so there could be drama between them, just so they could get knocked out, and then they could have a scene where she's like, we really like him, but he's just a stupid cocksure fucking bitch.
And what's silly about that whole plot line is it's obviously not just him that she's not talking to. It's other members of the crew. Everybody. Potentially, maybe there's like a handful of people that knew. Nobody fucking knows how many people didn't know. There were obviously enough people who didn't know and were freaking out and were having the same feelings as Poe to cause a goddamn mutiny and take over the ship.
And so, like, it's that many people under your command, and we're supposed to give a shit about this character when she kills herself. No, I was like, good. Fuck off. Do something useful with your fucking life.
Most pointless
Because you have not done anything fucking useful this entire movie until you fucking throw yourself, you know, into the fucking enemy.
Exactly.
And sacrifice yourself. That's the one thing she did that was good, and it was a dumb moment because it was the fucking end of a very shallow, stupid, nonsensical fucking character. Mm-hmm. Right? And they dude, it's like they wanted me to care about fucking people without earning it. Like, there's that chick who's like trying to get the fucking thing at the very beginning so she can let off the bombs in the ridiculous bombers that make no sense. Like, why are they using those? What happened here? Why do they have worse technology now when they were underground rebellion? Isn't the First Order underground? Why is the First Order all of a sudden just as prevalent as the fucking Empire? Why is the Resistance called the Resistance and then halfway through the movie called the Rebels? What is going on? Why do they have these shitty spaceships that blow the fuck up in like 2 fucking seconds?
It doesn't make
Why do they
sense.
have these shitty like land speeders when they're on the planet?
Yeah.
This movie is garbage. Okay, if you're a fan of this movie, you're probably not going to like this. But if you're not, just listen to what me and Chubbz would have done with it. Because that's the thing. Like, we could bash this movie against the wall. It's so easy to do so. Not only as a Star Wars film where it ignores all sorts of things. It just says, fuck it. I'm doing what I want to do because I'm a fucking egotistical asshole who doesn't want to listen to anyone else.
And we are putting all of this on Rian Johnson.
And the whole idea that he's like, we've got to kill the past. And it's like, he does it in such a disrespectful way. It's like Disney and him and Kathleen Kennedy, this company, these people behind this movie took a shit on the old series. They said, fuck the old series. Why do you think you wanted to buy that? Why did you think that makes so much money? It's because of what it was. It's not just that it's a brand, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. People exist that will just buy Star Wars shit because it's Star Wars shit. Oh, look, a Star Wars shirt. I love Star Wars. I better buy this shirt. Oh, look, a fucking action figure of fucking Kylo Ren with 17 different variants and 4 different lightsabers. I better buy them all. Trust me, I know there's people like that. But there's people who just love Star Wars because it's a kick-ass story.
Right.
Because it's a great fucking adventure. And not only that, just good films. Okay? J.J. Abrams did a good job with The Force Awakens.
This is coming from a guy, the 2 guys who enjoyed The Force Awakens.
I did. I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I thought it was fucked up that, like, Luke was kind of just shrouded away. And I was thinking to myself, even in the theater, when fucking Kylo was about to kill Han, I was like, Luke's gonna show up, right? Like, there's no way Luke's not gonna show up. Then when he didn't show up, I never in a million years thought it was because he fucking, like, had disconnected himself from the Force because he hates the Jedi now and he wants to burn the Jedi Temple because he had a fit of fucking, like, whatever the fuck.
I mean, the final scene when you see Luke, when Rey's holding out the lightsaber, there's almost like a moment of sadness. Like, he knew her journey all along and what she went through to get to him.
Well, and it was also like, solemn.
Yeah.
It was a solemn moment. And honestly, this is what I would have done. What we would have done. So for starters, I would have had the movie start with Luke and Rey. That's why everyone the fuck is there. That is the hook that J.J. Abrams left it on. It's like a fucking anime. And it ended, let's say there's a fucking episode of Dragon Ball Z, and like, Goku's fucking fighting Frieza, and then it cuts, and then it comes back, and it starts with fucking Chi-Chi, and she's fucking doing dishes or something. Right? Like, no one gives a fuck. The cliffhanger at the last episode was Goku was about to throw a fucking bomb at Frieza. We're gonna see some awesome shit after 15 fucking commercial breaks and 13 scenes later, right?
Exactly.
But instead, it's like, oh, well, here's Chi-Chi and she's doing dishes and waiting for Goku and Gohan to get home. It's like, okay, all right, look, that's what they did. They took these characters, and it's not even like these new characters aren't good. These new characters were awesome in The Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah.
J.J. Abrams laid the groundwork for so many fucking interesting things. Finn being a stormtrooper and seeing that side of it, and you could have explained, like, that he had been conscripted, you know, like, forced into it. Just, like, show that sympathetic side that he started with them.
Yes, and what the thing is with The Force Awakens, I had rewatched it, and there is a line of dialogue in there where Finn says that he was taken from his parents before he could even remember them and assigned a number and was forced to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah, because his number is F15 something or something like that.
Yeah, but the thing is in that movie, it showed him empathizing, like, this is bad, this is wrong. He just knew he wasn't on the right side of what was going down. They were
slaughtering innocent
people, you know, and so he, like...
Well, they hinted at him being Force sensitive, too, because Kylo, like, looks at him like he feels something with him.
Yeah.
And, like, but Kylo doesn't do anything, and that also shows kind of the soft side, the struggle taking place within Kylo. I think he did a good job of that, showing that Kylo hadn't fully committed to the dark side yet. Like, there was good in him. But
the thing is in the next movie, following up from The Force Awakens, it would have been more of like a backstory movie. There would have been a lot of flashbacks.
The thing is there's a way to propel the story forward as well as touch on the past and give the story depth.
Exactly.
This is what me and Chubbz would have done. We'd ask for a bunch of talented writers. We'd ask for a bunch of fucking talented lore specialists, people who understand the lore, and we'd say, this is the framework for what we want. You guys fill it in. Okay? We want the movie to start with Luke and Rey training on that fucking island. Yeah,
Jedi planet.
We want them we want her training there, and we want him giving her not just physical tests of like her being able to test like, you know, strength, fighting, have her do like crazy climbs and shit. There's cliffs all over the place. He could have just been like, okay, killed that fish and then left it down there, and he could have been like, go get that fish. Get me that fish. And that could have been like her being like, what? So I have to climb down there? He's like, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then have him walk away, and he's like, that's your first test. Bring me that fish that I just killed.
Climb down there and get it.
And then you could show a scene of her like actually trying to climb down, and she's got a net, and like show her trying to do it, and she's scared because she's from a fucking desert planet, so she's never seen water, and like there's all sorts of things there. While that's happening, and I want him to be dropping like wisdom shit, like I want Luke to be a fucking Yoda like figure at this point.
To be a Jedi waiting there.
He's a Jedi
to train her. First of all,
why?
Real quick, we're gonna say this right out the gate. Luke's character in Return of the Jedi and Rian Johnson's interpretation of the character is not the character.
It's garbage. It's a man taking a shit on the past because he thinks the message of his movie is the past has to die in order to... It's like, dude, there's nothing wrong with Luke Skywalker. He was an excellent character, a beloved character by so many fucking people across the planet, all right? So why do you take that character and take a shit on it unless you genuinely don't give a fuck about Star Wars, all right? The scene where he's like milking the fucking thing and he drinks it, like it was just, it felt from the jump that this was what he wanted. He wanted to be like, it was like he wanted him to be who Yoda was pretending to be when Luke went to Dagobah. How he was like acting like a crazy old fucking...
legitimately like
but like, yeah, he's like, we want you to be that.
Yes.
Not just acting like that to fool Rey, to see if she's worthy of training, to see if she can keep her anger and temper together with you acting crazy. No, we just want you to be straight up crazy, motherfucker. We want you to be Yoda fucking Dagobah nuts.
Yeah.
For no reason, just because fuck you.
Straight off with the very first scene that we're given in this film where she hands him the lightsaber and he takes it and he just throws it over his shoulder.
It's like, that's his father's lightsaber.
That is fucking Lord Vader's lightsaber. There's a reason why Kylo Ren wanted it so much in The Force Awakens. Okay, and fuck that character. We'll go into that here.
But we don't know why he wanted it. We don't know what his attachment to Vader was. We don't know what Snoke said. Okay?
Rian Johnson will not go into any of this.
He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking fuck up. He did not care about the story. He did not respect what not only fucking Lucas had done before him and all the hundreds of thousands of talented individuals involved in those fucking 6 movies. He didn't give a fuck about what J.J. Abrams had done. Right? He didn't, because he took all of these things that could have been so amazing and he just fucking like, nope.
No. Retcon everything.
It's like he fucking went online and he was like, any fan theory, we're not doing it.
Which is ridiculous.
And so he ended up with garbage because fans have better ideas for movies than he had.
Oh, yeah.
So it starts with Luke training Rey. We want some wisdom shit. We want him teaching her how to be a battle monk, because that's what the fucking Jedi are. They're battle monks. They keep that inner peace and that inner calm in order to better feel the force around them and be in tune with the natural things. They don't want to have all these conflicts inside of them. And that's usually what leads to the dark side, right? So he could be teaching her all this while she's freaking out about her parents and asking him, and he could hint on that he knew something, but she wasn't ready to hear it. And so fucking, while that's happening, you're flashing back in Luke's mind as he's training Rey. He's also flashing back to Kylo Ren, who was the last student he had trained besides the people in Kylo Ren's group.
Right.
You show the story of how Luke took Kylo and all of these younglings to Tatooine to train. Because it makes sense. That's where he's from. That's where his father was from.
Right.
Okay? It just makes sense that, like, that makes sense that Luke would choose that as the Jedi training ground to train this new generation of Jedi, as, you know, his nephew included. Okay? So you take him there, you have Snoke's hiding in the desert somewhere. You have Snoke being like Darth Sidious was in the beginning and cloaking himself from the Jedi. So Luke may feel like something's off and can tell that there's an imbalance in the Force, but he has no idea what it is. He doesn't understand that Snoke is there on the fucking planet, right? So you have Kylo Ren oftentimes will go out and train by himself. You have Snoke approach him. You have Snoke tantalize him with the idea that Vader was not evil, that the Empire was not the wrong side. And then you show out all these things in the bureaucracies of like, you know, trade agreements, things like that are still probably going on, you know, because what happens in a free society? There's disagreements a lot. You know what I mean? And under the total rule of the Empire, there would have been none because it's a dictatorship. It's like the Empire rules all. Right? So you have him teach this dichotomy and you have him tell him like, we're not done yet, you know, like it's going to happen. But you have it slowly and you have him introduce him not only to that, but the idea that Vader was the good guy and that Luke killed Vader after Luke told Vader that he would turn to the dark side if Vader killed the Emperor. And then he betrayed him and he struck him down. And that was your grandfather and you have his just as much power as he has. And you blah, blah, blah. And you have him seduce him out there in the desert while Luke's training him, while Luke's training Rey in the current time set. And then if you need to have a story with like Poe and Finn and all those guys, have it going on, but have it be something completely different than what is going on.
Yes.
Have it be them like trying to track down the First Order, because we never establish why the First Order is all of a sudden just more powerful than the fucking Republic.
Yeah, because
it's like, okay, so 8 planets is the complete totality of the Empire or the Republic's strength.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many like galaxies or star systems, whatever the fuck, that their Star Killer base destroyed, or like if they even destroyed the system that had the overall democratic republic, right?
Yeah.
And they wiped them out. It doesn't matter. That was destroyed.
Well, we know from like the prequels, when we see the Republic, it is such a giant room. We're talking about the galaxy. All the systems in the galaxy represented there. And they're all there. And you're telling me out of all of those, there were only 8 planets?
Especially
or 9, however many it was that they destroyed with the mega ultra Death Star.
And especially after how many years it's taken place. Because during this time, all the technology that the Emperor had and the Empire had was probably taken and salvaged and used for the Republic.
It's so dumb. So you get to where there's the point where in this fucking abomination where Luke tries to kill Kylo, right?
Yes.
You get to that point in the movie, but instead of it being that, it's Kylo tries to kill Luke.
Because he's empathizing with Lord Vader.
And he's, yeah, and Snoke has been training him and getting him corrupted. And he's come to the point where now he's willing to kill his uncle. He's gotten to the point where he believes that his uncle is responsible. But he can't do it because there is the internal struggle. I mean, this is Luke's nephew, Han and Leia's son.
Right.
All right? So you get to the point where he's like standing over Luke. He's going to kill him. But instead, Luke wakes up and sees Kylo about to kill him, pulls a chunk out of the wall, knocks Kylo out, goes out only to discover that all his other students had already been killed in their sleep. Then Luke goes in there and looks at Kylo and just can't do it. Collapses, sighs, walks away with R2-D2, hops in the X-Wing, flies the fuck away. Or whatever ship he has there, flies away. Now, during the course of all of that, during the training, it's also revealed that Leia has contacted Luke and told him that Kylo's gonna have a little sister. Okay? So Luke knows this, and he goes to tell Kylo. But since Kylo has been training with Snoke, he can tell something's a little off. So he doesn't tell Kylo. He says, no, Kyle, you know, like, I'm going to hold it in. And he says something different. Also, I might interject on the topic of Leia. During this scene where this is happening, you have Luke say to Kylo, you're being as stubborn and as hard-headed as your mother was when I first trained her. Bam! Bam! That's all it takes, Ryan.
There you go, buddy.
It's that fucking easy. All you have to have is one fucking line of dialogue. That's even in the context of the scene I'm describing. And I do not do this professionally for millions and millions of dollars. That's why people hate this movie the most. Is because regular ass dudes like me are making up better movies in our heads while we're watching this disjointed bunch of meaningless crap happening. And then the horrible fucking shit happening to the characters that we actually give a shit about. Like, I liked Rey.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted it to be revealed that Rey was fucking Kylo's little sister.
Yes.
And that gives her a reason to want to save him. But instead, now it's like they want to fuck. And I bet you J.J. Abrams makes it reveal that they're brother and sister anyway. And they're just playing off the incest thing of Luke kissing Leia, which was not a big fucking deal of incest things. It's ridiculous to think that because she kissed him to piss off Han Solo, that we should have these two, like, it's just fucking retarded. I hate Rey and Kylo Ren now. Like, I hate them after this movie. I hate them. They're fucking worthless, stupid characters. Bye. You're dumb characters.
Rey doesn't need any training.
We have no context into why Rey can do what she do. Her parents are fucking regular ass old alcoholics. She has no important parentage. She has nothing. She's worthless. Right? Kylo's fucking pissed because Luke decided not to be Luke.
He tried to kill him because he
Which
had
is not
Jedi PTSD.
Yeah, it's like not a Luke-like thing. Like, Luke would never fucking do that.
This is the man.
I can't believe that people are like, this is a good fucking Star Wars movie.
No.
If you fucking think this is a good Star Wars movie, you don't like Star Wars. I'm sorry. I'm drawing the line in the fucking sand. Because there's no way you could love and respect the original fucking trilogy.
The Skywalker
even the prequels,
saga.
Even the fucking prequels. For all their cheese and kind of fucking childlike romantic dialogue, all that shit aside, shitty acting, whatever, all that shit aside, if you fucking can't look at those and then look at this and see that something is incredibly wrong, you haven't watched those movies closely enough. And you don't care about the story. And you just like Star Wars because it's fucking Star Wars. I'm sorry. That's like, there's no other reason you would defend this fucking movie other than you like Star Wars shit because it's Star Wars shit. And I love how these fans, whenever they do these fucking reviews or whatever, even the good reviews, the bad reviews, all these people, it always shows them with a table full of action figures and fucking lightsabers. It's like, you're a grown-ass fucking human being, okay? I respect if you like the property because of what it is, but you're collecting shit because you have a fucking problem. Because you've put more into this than just, oh, this is a dope story. I really like these characters. You know, I grew up with this shit. It's great. It's different. It's like, dude.
You're putting more into this than what you're getting out of it.
You're doing what they want you to do. It's turning it into a fucking brand like McDonald's. So it's a household name, so you go and you fucking, I'm going to buy all the Star Wars. Look at all the Star Wars toys I own. I'm clearly a Star Wars fan. Look at all these Star Wars toys. And then it's like your opinion holds more weight than someone who doesn't have a... What is your point? With your fucking showing off your fucking Legos, your fucking action figures, and your fucking toy plastic guns and lightsabers. You're a grown-ass man. And you're wasting money on toys. Because hopefully someday they'll be worth a lot of money. Oh my god. And then we're supposed to, at that point, I'm supposed to be like, okay, well, this is definitely an objective. Yeah, he has Star Wars products.
He's a true fan.
He has spent money on Star Wars products. His opinion is way more, it's like, just put that shit away. Stop doing it. It's fucking stupid. It makes you look fucking stupid. All of you. Don't care if it was a good review, if it was a bad review. If you started your video by showing off how much toys you have? You're a giant child. Ooh, that bothered me. It was like, and it was YouTubers I fucking respect.
Oh yeah.
It was YouTubers that I fucking respect, whose videos I watch all the time. And I was like, why are you doing this? It proves nothing. It hurts your position.
It really does.
It does not matter what you fucking own with this thing on it. Tell us what you think about this. Like, why? Sorry.
Why can't we just, like...
It was a tangent.
It's alright. But why can't we just, for once, talk about the problems of, like, the characters or, you know, the plot holes in the movie without having it all resort to being, oh, you're sexist, oh, you're racist.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right leaning, you're, you know.
And that's, but the problem is the reason that that's happening is because they injected their politics into the movie.
Exactly.
They made the Star Wars movie very political. It doesn't need to be political. You can tell the fucking story of peace and inner peace and love and like wanting life to prosper and the tale of the, light side, as well as the existential, like power hungry, egomaniacal side of the Force with the Sith. You can tell these things that are universally true, that don't matter if you're a fucking communist, a capitalist, a socialist, a fucking Republican, liberal, whatever the fuck you are, you throw your label on you could, whatever you are, these are infinitely true things. That there are corrupt people that want more power so much that they'll let themselves become corrupted. There are people who love everyone, who want everything to be good, that suffer because things suck and things are bad. These are, we're empathetic towards the light side. We're understanding of the dark side. It's a mirror of reality that isn't reality because it stays vague and stays within the confines of its universe far, far away.
Yes. And you can sit there and you can... Dude, they fucked up so many things with this.
It's bad. It's just so bad. It gets me fuming when I think about it. Like, I watched that movie and I was disgusted the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, there of course were parts that I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like Poe Dameron's whole intro, aside from the fucking prank call, his whole intro where he was flying and he does like that fucking back, like shh. Oh, yeah. Like Poe Dameron was such an awesome character that they fucking completely misused.
Yes.
Finn, such an awesome character, completely misused. Rose, fucking pointless.
Does not need to be there.
And if she is, write a better story for her. Because that story was bad. It was stupid. Like, her sister died because the fucking rebellion are dumb. They used shitty new bombers that suck balls over Y-Wings. That's why her sister's dead. Her sister's dead because the director is a dipshit. I don't care about her pain for losing her sister. Because the circumstances of her sister dying are like, well, this could have been fucking avoided. Just use the old fucking ships.
The old technology.
That's way fucking better. That actually has shielding. That actually has speed and range on the bombs. I don't fucking care that you died. You're dumb for being in that fucking spaceship.
And even
when you know there are better spaceships, you're dumb.
Even then, think of it in context of what Rose says at the end. We don't win this war by fighting the things we hate. We win it by saving the things we love. How in the fuck did your sister die? That
doesn't make any sense.
How in the fuck did your sister die? By blowing up a giant fucking ship. The Dreadnought, what was it called?
And it's like, no matter what, her ship was just gonna blow up. Because, like,
it was a suicide mission from the jump.
Yeah, because those ships are just garbage.
Send it with a couple of shields if you're gonna use that technology.
Dude, no, it's because Rian Johnson is a fucking idiot who loves World War II bombings. Like, that's what Mauler says in his videos.
Yeah,
like,
it's style over substance.
God. It's ego over art.
Exactly.
The entire way. The entire way through this movie. Ego over art.
And you could feel it. And you could, like, watching all these interviews with Mark Hamill where he's just forced to sit in there with the same guy. Like, sit on the same panel with Rian Johnson and talk to the same crowd.
It looks
he,
like...
has panic attacks. Yeah. It looks like he's afraid to talk. Like, he doesn't want to, like, you know...
say the wrong thing.
Exactly.
And then he's just, like, calls him, yeah, let's hear it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
All right, so let's talk about the article. An audience member was talking...
We'll have a link to it below. Also, the video that was... I saw on Twitter that Uncompetitive shared. I'll have a link to both of those.
Yeah, but still. So, in context of the article, an audience member was asking Luke... how he saw Luke Skywalker's character in The Return of the Jedi, like how he thought of the portrayal that Rian Johnson had wrote. And he was honest about it. He said there were some continuity errors, even straight up from The Force Awakens to this one. The most prevalent one that he brought up was the fact that at the end of The Force Awakens, he was in Jedi robes.
But why would he be wearing Jedi robes if he wants the Jedi to die? Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't he just be in rags? You know what I mean?
It's fucking stupid.
But anyway, so Rian Johnson...
he did with this movie was fucking stupid, dude.
Rian Johnson gets all emotional and talks about a quote where he was butting heads with actors, and directors and actors are just going to butt heads and see a difference of direction. And then an audience member asked Mark Hamill what he would have done differently with his character specifically. Didn't ask him, like, if you were given the same fucking job as Rian Johnson, which I think would have been a fucking way smarter move, by the way. But if he had not even asking him that, like, not even asking if you had been given the job to write this movie, he just said, what would you have done differently with the character of Luke Skywalker? Like, that's all he asked.
Yeah.
And that's a goddamn fair question.
Yeah, it is.
I think especially considering Rian Johnson's interpretation.
Well, yeah, and considering the fact that Mark Hamill has basically been Luke Skywalker for so long.
Yes, he loves the source material, respects it immensely, and he respects the fans and loves the fans.
Yep. And so, like, that's a very reasonable question. And he goes... well, let's hear this, motherfucker.
He says, yeah, I actually want to hear this. Let's hear what you would do, motherfucker. And calls Mark Hamill a motherfucker in front of a live audience.
And the live audience claps.
The balls on this guy and the audience. You guys don't even know who the fuck Rian Johnson is. I had to Google to find out what other movies or other fucking things he had done. He has directed a couple of episodes of Breaking Bad. He has made 3 goddamn blockbuster movies. Brick, which was a critically acclaimed noir high school film.
Which didn't make any fucking sense.
He made The Brothers Bloom, which got shit reviews. People fucking
and didn't make any
it.
Fucking sense.
And Looper, which people loved.
But didn't make any fucking sense.
At all. You made 3 movies, motherfucker. And you
not
have
a single one of them made fucking sense.
And
this is what I heard. I heard Rian Johnson has his tongue wrapped so tight around Kathleen Kennedy's clam that she could not help but give him the job. I'm not saying where I heard it. I'm not saying who I heard it from. I heard some tongue clam wrapping was going on around those 2 motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying.
It's just like the balls on you, dude. The ego on you. This is Mark Hamill. He played the voice of the Joker in Batman. He played the original version of the Trickster in The Flash.
How much better...
He played Luke goddamn fucking Skywalker.
How much better of a downer ending is that than like the crap that fucking Rian Johnson wrote? Because it's the second in the trilogy. It's got to be a downer like Empire. It's like, dude, Empire didn't have to be what it was. It was what it was because the people who made it were fucking brilliant. Alright? It's not like, oh, well, A New Hope. It's just like they copied, and that's the one thing I still criticize Abrams about with the first one. I was hoping they'd move away from that. I guess they did, but not really, since there were fucking complete rip-offs of the other movies in this movie. Like, there's Snoke, like, oh, look through the fucking window and see my empire gonna crush your rebellion.
It's like a play-by-play Return of the Jedi.
But what the fuck is that doing in there, you dumb fuck? Do you not understand? Jedi was the third in the film. Why not just fucking borrow off of fucking the Empire?
And this coming from a guy who's
did.
I am a Star Wars
They put
fan.
it on a snow planet that turned out to be a salt planet, and we know that because one of the guys is dumb enough that he's like, oh, look, I'm gonna taste this planet. Yeah. What if it's cocaine, motherfuckers?
What if it's toxic?
One of us has got to test this white powder.
Toxic?
What if this white powder gets you fucked up? Someone had to do it. That guy was a junkie. He was like Jack Black in fucking Tropic Thunder. You're not the only one who gets sick when he runs out of his jelly beans. To tie me to a tree. A fucking tree. I will go down there and I will do all of the heroin in the fucking world.
I need to skin him and wear him like a unitard.
Oh my god. But that's the thing about, so like, and then at the end you find out that Rey is Kylo's sister,
which, yes, we understand is kind of a fucking copy of the formula of Empire Strikes Back, but come on, be honest with yourselves. Would you expect better? It's a better movie, it's a better story, it's better in context following up from episode 7, and especially with all the mysterious scenes of Han Solo knowing who Rey is.
It would make sense that he left the Millennium Falcon on the planet for her to get. Make sense why he was in the same system where she was, right? Like, it would make sense.
Why is he
not with Leia? Why is Han not with fucking Leia?
And trying to get Kylo back. Why is he millions of miles away letting his son...
He's just
the pompous little brat bitch.
It's like he was... This
is Han fucking Solo!
Under the context of what fucking he did with what J.J. Abrams left him, we're meant to assume that Han Solo's just a wife drop-in. Son, don't give a fuck. Sorry. Oh, you joined the dark side? Fuck off. Oh, fuck you too, Leia.
Somebody stole my ship. I gotta go find it.
The new order's rising up, and you're basically at war with a resistance, even though there's no reason for there to be a resistance against what is the Republic, which is the powerful, or the what? Like, you're resisting. Wouldn't they be the resistance? Like, wouldn't the new order be the resistance?
And
they're the ones resisting the current power structure. Yeah. It makes no sense what they... Anyway, under the context of what he did, we're meant to assume that that's Han. Yeah. He does not give a fuck about Leia. He does not give a fuck about his son. He wasn't looking for Luke. Didn't give a fuck about Luke.
His ship got stole, so he ran... Him and Chewbacca... fucking ran and tried to find his ship.
And he just reverted to Han, who he was in A New Hope. Without all the growing that he went through, he's just like, no, I don't love Leia.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't love my wife.
I like my shit.
I don't love the wife, the mother of my child.
Gone.
Fuck her. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I got bounty hunter.
Oh, my son's out murdering fucking innocent civilians because he went Sith? Oh, I don't care. I'm not fucking Han Solo.
I'm not going to do anything about that. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything about that.
I don't believe in the Force.
Right? Like, he did nothing. He did nothing. He was nothing. Chewbacca is now nothing. But Luke is nothing.
In making...
The only one who's been treated well is Leia, and fucking poor Carrie Fisher's not around anymore, so now we're gonna get CGI'd Leia.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's this situation where, like, dude... And even Leia's doesn't make sense, because she's like, they're fucking on the run from, like, what should be, like, a Splinter Cell.
Yeah, like a small group of people with shitty technology because the goddamn...
Like in the prequels, when it was the fucking Trade Federation working with Dooku and the Separatists, it was like, it was a lot of espionage and political play and like things like that, and it was interesting, the struggle between them, and it kind of showed that even though the Republic was more dominant, they were getting outplayed by the Separatists and all this because they were more cunning.
And the politicians were greedy. Like, even the Jedi didn't trust the Republic.
Were like corrupt, yes. Yeah. So it was like this whole fucking dope situation that was played out. And then in this, it's just like, oh, well, the Republic had 8 planets destroyed, dumbass. So they're fucking crap now.
Yeah, they got nothing.
They only have abandoned rebel bases with shitty fucking technology and horribly fucking constructed bombers. That's all they have now.
That's it.
Just believe it. Okay, that's what happened.
Meanwhile,
I'm Rian Johnson. How dare you question me, you fucking dumbass?
Just shut up and enjoy it like you did Looper.
I'm going for subversion.
Just shut up and enjoy it like you did Looper and Brick.
dumbasses. I'm Rian Johnson. Fuck you. Anyway, that's a better movie, and that's just what we came up with, and it was easy to do. That was easy to do, and that's just ours. There's 100 other things. I'm positive.
There's a lot of other fan theories out there.
Yeah, and I bet you they're all infinitely better than what we got.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, anyone who has watched all these movies a certain amount of time and just like studied these stories and loved these stories. I mean, I've watched the Clone Wars cartoon. It's like, I love these stories. They're great stories. It's a great universe. It's fantasy. It's not related to this world at all. And that's why it's so great. And escape is, it's an escape. But you've taken that and you've injected this real world bullshit into it. That's all about separating people. No one realizes it, but that's all it's about. It's to keep you fucking separated and fighting. And you take that and you inject it in there instead of like a common morality. A common thing like what fucking Lucas did with the first 3.
Right.
What he did with the next 3.
To say that Star Wars movies aren't political is ridiculous. The prequels are huge political stories.
But
that's like the entire arc.
It's like how Game of Thrones is political.
Right.
It's a fucking fantasy, dude. It's not. It'd be like legit if fucking Game of Thrones next season, the new big badass king, he just shows up and he's fucking got orange hair and he looks like Trump. Right? That's insane.
It would pull you
thing.
out of it.
It would pull you immediately out of Game of Thrones, and it would suck. You'd be like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Why?
Oh, yeah.
I want to escape this bullshit that we've got to put up here with everything from fucking video game journalist fucking articles to now television. Every goddamn news channel is fucking one view leaning. And it's like, we got to put up with this here all the time. Why not leave our fucking escapism alone? Leave it alone.
Exactly.
There's a reason people loved Star Wars. It's because it didn't matter who you were. It told the story of right against wrong. Of the fucking, the rebels rising up to overthrow a corrupt empire that were feeding on fear and through violence. And enough to destroy entire planets. And not give a fuck.
Sith Lord.
And it's like it's a fantasy that carries over with morality in our daily life. Love each other, treat each other well. The future would be a better place.
But it's more.
It's more in depth.
It's more of
it's
a
more
parable.
thought provoking.
It's more of a parable. You know what I mean?
And Rian Johnson takes it and turns it into fucking Twilight. Rey and Kylo's romance makes as much sense as Twilight.
Rose and Finn had a worse...
That's a Twilight romance, too?
That had a worse love story arc than even fucking Twilight. Twilight had a better fucking romance arc. At least in that it showed the characters actually show affection and like each other. In this, it's two people going on a plan that fucking doesn't even amount to anything.
They fucking fell.
They're like,
they're in love because they both realize they're fucking useless.
Yes.
We're fucking useless, but we can be useless together. Don't you dare fucking take out that cannon, effectively saving the entire base. And all the very last of the resistance.
The last of the rebellion.
The last of the republic. The very last of it. It's on. That fucking, didn't you?
The last shred.
Didn't you see episode fucking 7.5?
We're losing at this point.
Didn't you read the 50 fucking books that they wrote to explain away fucking his incompetence? Didn't you? Oh, well, fuck you then. You fuck up.
It's now gotten to a point where they're not even writing books, comic books, or anything.
It's gotten to the point.
Fans are now having to come up with fucking fan fiction to make sense of this mess. Because this movie came out, it's now canon.
It's so bad. It's so bad. The thing about it is is we will always have the first three. We will always have the prequels. I don't care for all the prequels' faults. They are better movies than this.
They're better Star Wars films.
They build on the Star Wars mythos. They show us things that we wouldn't see.
They go in depth of the mystical nature of the Force.
I loved when Yoda fought fucking Dooku. People talk shit on that. I fucking loved seeing that. I loved seeing Yoda brought to life in that fashion and shown that he's a Jedi fucking warrior.
He is
legit.
One to be reckoned with, motherfucker.
Yes, he doesn't fuck around. He's a little ninja flipping, air jumping motherfucker. Right? I loved seeing that. There was nothing like that in this. There was nothing like this in this new movie. I didn't fucking care. When Rey all of a sudden was doing like the dark side test, I was like, what the fuck?
Why not?
Why is this happening?
She's already done
and she just like does and it's a dumb scene. It's a dumb sequence. Like what happens with Luke? He has to fight Vader in that cave and he has to fight Vader. He cuts off Vader's head only to see his own face displaced in Vader's
hinting
mask.
at the truth of who Vader's identity truly
and what
is.
The Emperor wants from him. What the dark side wants from Luke. It wants Luke to supersede Vader because that's what Emperor Palpatine wants.
Yes.
Right? And that's like that. And then, she clicks her fingers and there's a bunch of her. And then it's, she's Jamie Madrox in this scene. And then she snaps her fingers and Multiple Man finally meets the fucking front end of it, looks in a mirror, and sees herself. It's like, what the fuck was that? What was that? That's the dark side? The dark side is showing Rey that she's herself.
No.
Why? That she's got she's a schizo? Like, what was the point of that? I don't understand it. I'm not going to try to derive meaning from what I saw either, because it's meaningless. Like, unless the next movie there's a villain that's a crystal block, and when Rey cuts it, she sees herself inside of it, that's meaningless. It's meaningless.
It means nothing, Ryan.
Unless she has a twin, like maybe Rey's got a twin. I don't know. But unless she's got a twin,
fans are like
meaningless.
Fucking writing this away like she has no parents. Maz even tells her
she
like
didn't earn
this, and that like her reflection in the mirror is proving that like she doesn't need to know her parents and everything she has is inside her.
The Clone Wars animated series takes place after fucking Star Wars Episode 2, right?
Bridges the gap.
And that's what finally, like, we don't even get to see Anakin take that journey in the movies, right? We see that in an episode, I think it was animated, like anime style, like kind of like Samurai Jack.
Right.
But it was before they went, but it was it was Anakin doing the Force thing. And
going
he like saw his mother and shit, and like, it's like we don't even get to see that in the movies, but Rey gets that scene. We only get to see Luke do it in the movies, and like when Luke does it, it makes sense what it is. He's training with Yoda. He's gotten to the point, obviously, where Yoda thinks that he needs to do it. He needs to face that because that's what it was. It was a test for Padawans.
That was the Jedi.
That was what finally let you become
trials,
a Jedi.
The Master Trials.
And me and Chubbz do not know this universe as good as the people the type of people
that they have on hand,
that they have access to. They've got billions and billions and billions and billions of fucking dollars. You could find a handful of dudes, I guarantee you, that would do it for free. That would do it just so they could hang out on set.
And it would be easier because you've already written off the expanded universe as non-canon. All you gotta find is lore specialists who have watched every single fucking movie, who has watched every single fucking animated show, who has read every single comic book tied into those fucking movies and goddamn shows. And then you would have somebody who you could call a lore specialist.
Yep.
Like, it would be easier because they've written off all of the expanded universe canon, which is all fucking hundreds of years of canon. It's like
it's stupid. What they did was bad. We did not enjoy it. That's our take on it. Now, within the next few days, we'll have another video uploaded, and what it's going to be is how we think J.J. Abrams is going to approach it. It's just going to be a fan theory about the next movie, which we will not be seeing in theaters, like we didn't see The Last Jedi in theaters.
We will wait.
We will wait to rent that shit for $2 and fucking it can go fuck itself.
Exactly.
Back to the fucking red box once it came.
We don't care.
After seeing that first one in theaters, I was like, I like it. Then I watched it again when it came out and I fell asleep halfway through. Since then, every time I've tried to watch it, I've fallen asleep halfway through. I'm not going to say it's not a good movie. I'm just going to say it's a good movie in the same way that the Star Trek was kind of a good movie. Where it was entertaining because it had a lot of outstanding visuals and places it could go and things, you know, going on. That's how I felt about it. It was very entertaining the first time I saw it. After that, I haven't really been able to watch it. So I was not going to go see this. We were not.
At all.
I remember Chubbz was like, do you want to go? And Camby, our buddy Camby was coming over and asking us if we wanted to go. And I was just like, I honestly don't want to see it. I do not want to see it. I have got a bad fucking feeling about this.
Well, I watched the trailer.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And I knew that it wasn't J.J. Abrams, so all of the, like, mystery wasn't gonna, like, mesh well. But I didn't know it was gonna be this fucking bad.
It's bad, dude. It's the worst. It's not even just that it's a bad. It's just, it's bad for being bad. Like, it's just bad. Those ships, like, there's things that just don't make sense. They're off the fucking radar of, like, and it's a fantasy, so I understand it doesn't always have to make sense. But why are they using such shitty ships? When we know, thanks to the universe building that has already occurred, that there's better ships. Like, I remember watching that, I'm like, they just blew up like 3 with one shot? What? Like, they're that weak?
Well, they even mentioned in the beginning the surface turrets can't take down the craft.
Yeah,
why are they there?
That's the point of surface turrets.
It's so that it can protect itself from bombers.
The turrets are there to shoot at cruisers. Okay. That's the small arms fire against the cruisers will work.
If only we could catch up, sir.
It was dumb. It was all happening because it needed to happen in order to tell the story that was shit. Like, they needed it fucking, oh, but they're running out of fuel. Well, that doesn't matter because the momentum of themselves pushing themselves through space would remain because there's no gravity. But you would know that if you weren't an absolute fucking idiot. And there's no way that no one didn't say anything. And if no one didn't say anything, fuck all you too.
Shame on you.
Fuck anyone who worked on this movie and had access to this stupid cocksucker and didn't tell him that his movie was bad.
Full of plot holes.
He should also...
Inconveniences.
He should be held responsible, but so should every motherfucking buddy who approved of this bullshit. Anyone who looked at this and said this is good, you are a talentless hack. You are a hack. You are a money man. And you should, that's fine. You go back and sit on your fucking, throne with all your money stacked around you. And you use that, you just give it to people who are hungry and talented. Okay? Because there are people that exist that could have told a better Star Wars movie than him that you could find for a fraction of the fucking price that he charged you. And they would treat it with more love, more respect, and it would be a good Star Wars movie. And we wouldn't be here. Like, I know I'm passionate about it. It's because I fucking do love Star Wars. I do love this story. And it would be like R.A. Salvatore sold fucking Drizzt & Company to fucking, a movie studio to make a movie out of. And it ended up being like fucking what Death Note the movie was.
Yeah.
Just a complete bastardization of what their source material is.
The original work is, yeah.
And that's the thing. If you don't respect the source material, what are you fucking doing there? That's the reason that it's popular. That's the reason that you have a name that you can make money off of. So respect the shit. Right? Don't just say, oh, well, we need to kill the past. That's the message of this movie. Fuck the past. Fuck Han Solo. Fuck Chewbacca.
Not just fuck the past, but fuck the message of the past.
Yep.
Fuck the message of, like, Luke and Anakin, Lord Vader. Fuck the message that this is a man who fucking, against all odds of saving his father, knowing full well his father had gone so far to the dark side that he was willing to kill anybody and anything. So much so he wanted his own son to help him kill Palpatine. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of guy who went in there on a suicide mission knowing he could die.
Or that he could be turned.
In the hopes, in just the slightest, teeniest ray of hope, that fucking Anakin was in Lord Vader somewhere. That deep inside all those fucking robotic parts attached to him, that his dad was still in there somewhere. And that he wouldn't let Palpatine do what he wanted to do. And that message, fuck that message. Fuck Luke Skywalker. Fuck Darth Vader. Fuck Anakin.
Yep.
Fuck George Lucas. Fuck the original message. Fuck the past.
Fuck the fans.
Fuck the politics of the prequels.
Fuck Mark Hamill. Fuck Luke Skywalker. Fuck Chewbacca.
Yeah. Fuck that mother. That Mark Hamill. He's a real motherfucker, you know.
Yeah, that Mark Hamill. What a piece of fucking shit that guy is. Thinking that he, you know, had a better idea of who a character was than fucking some fucking asshole who clearly doesn't understand who the fucking character is. Anyway, that's our video. How to make a better movie than Rian Johnson. Hire anybody else. Anybody else. And hire a handful of fucking chubby nerds that'll go in there and do the shit for next to nothing. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. There are people who are putting their own money into making fan films that are better than this shit. That they don't make money off of. That they just do because they love the fucking shit so much. There's people who have built like life-size fucking Millennium Falcons in their yard. Life-size replicas of the ships. There are people who love this and respect this and would do with it what needed to be done. And that is tell the story of Rey. Tell us who she is. Make me care about that character. Make me care about that character's journey. Tell me who Kylo is. Tell me, you know, there's no reason for me to give a shit that Rey's going to save Kylo. And they've had 3 conversations and she's convinced he can be saved.
And there's no reason to think that Kylo would ever win in that situation. When have you seen Kylo win?
He loses all the time.
He's a bitch. He's constantly belittled and ridiculed by fucking Snoke. There's never a moment where you think there's like a master-mentor situation. It's like a bully and a pussy-ass bitch.
Yeah, like he's just a little emo bitch who does what Snoke says because Luke wasn't Luke.
Yeah.
And he says Snoke already got to him. How did Snoke get to him? By treating him like shit?
Yeah. By belittling him and making him feel stupid.
Nice mask, bitch.
Yeah.
You're a fucking stupid apprentice of mine. And you're dumb. You're worthless.
And just like that, Kylo Ren's in the elevator like, I don't like it anymore. And he's like breaking the helmet in the... Fuck you, dude.
I will say that Star Destroyer? Whatever the fucking kid's name was in Force... What was that?
The video game?
Yeah.
The Force Unleashed?
Yeah.
Star Killer. It was
Star Killer. That guy had a better story arc than both Kylo and Rey.
Exactly.
And those were not those good of games, like, story-wise. I enjoyed them because it was fun to run around with a lightsaber and do force powers and shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't anything out there special, right? But it was, you know, that's the thing. Like, it's this dude, he had so much money. Like, Disney has so much money.
Not just so much money, but you were handed up a layup. Like,
Disney has more money than countries. Yeah. Than entire countries. Disney has more money. You have literally
1/3
the money of a country at your disposal. And you watch that piece of shit again and you still defend it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You tell me it's not wildly mediocre, and you say it's good, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to insult you. I'm not going to say anything about you. All I'm going to say is I no longer give a shit what you think about movies. Your opinion on movies has then been skewed and fucked up for me.
Clearly, we have different tastes.
Yeah, clearly. Because if you think the new Star Wars movie is a good movie, that they treated those characters with love and care, that it's the best movie that we could have gotten,
that it deserves the 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Have a good time enjoying shitty movies. But when you recommend a movie to me, I'm gonna say no. If I watch that, I
probably will watch it.
If I watch that, I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad or fucking awesome or what. If you say a movie's bad at that point, I'm like, well, how bad could it be? This dumb fuck liked Star Wars. How bad could that movie really be? Or this movie is so good, that motherfucker liked Star Wars. How bad is this movie?
Exactly.
It ruins your credibility, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It ruins. And watch those Mauler videos. Like, seriously, watch those Mauler videos. Because he doesn't just go into the shit we laid out here, which he does. He goes into all of that. But he also goes into fucking how, just as a movie.
Just as a whole, by itself.
Not even as a Star Wars film, but as a film, how broken, incomprehensible, and fucked up this thing is. It's Suicide Squad levels of editing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like people who said, I like the Suicide Squad. I was like,
I cannot take your fucking...
You are no longer in my fucking book of people whose opinion I give a fuck about. Yeah. I mean, if you're a kid and you said you liked it, like, honestly, I had no problem. Because, honestly, when I was a kid, I would have dug it. I remember I liked fucking Batman fucking Forever. Not Batman Forever. Batman Returns.
Right.
No. The one with fucking Val Kilmer. Not the one with Clooney. The one with Val Kilmer. It also had Chris, what's his name in it too?
Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah, it was the one with the Riddler and Two-Face.
Batman and Robin?
No. That's the shitty. Is
no.
it Batman Forever?
I think it was, because that's the one with Alicia Silverstone in it too, huh?
No, it's not the one with Alicia Silverstone in it. That's the one...
That's the one with Poison Ivy, right?
Yeah, that's the dumb one with Bane. And I had already read, like, the actual novel that they wrote about the Bane arc. Where he breaks Batman's back and shit.
Right.
And he's a fucking mastermind. He's, like, killing hookers and branding them with bats to get the cops on the bat. And then he's, like, breaking everyone out of Arkham Asylum just so bats will have to chase him down and be all worn out and tired. Just then he attacks
mentally
him.
Exhausted for months.
Because he knows.
Finally
because it's about breaking him. It's not just about breaking him physically. It's about breaking him metaphorically too. Bringing him to that point and then showing him that you can't stop me, motherfucker.
You can't do it.
So there was that. So when I saw what they did with Bane in that movie, I was like, good God, fucking wow. I was pissed, and I was a kid. I was young enough that, like, dude, Poison Ivy's hot, bro. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy is very attractive. There was a lot of that in that, of throwing up hot chicks.
Right.
Alicia Silverstone? Oh, get out of here, dude. I mean, I remember her in Clueless. I loved Clueless, and it was because she was so goddamn cute. There was also that other movie... Nah, that was Lisa. That wasn't her in that movie, though. There was a movie called Lisa where this chick, like, sneaks out and, like, starts dating her mom's guy, and, like, it turns out he's a serial killer and he's after her and shit.
Yeah,
he comes after her mom because she's, like, posing as her... That wasn't Alicia Silverstone, though.
No.
There was one with Alicia... Was it with Marky Mark?
I can't remember.
She's only in, like, fucking handful of movies that I can remember.
Yeah.
But anyway,
besides the point.
If you're a kid and you liked the new Star Wars movie, it's fine. I promise. It's fine. It's okay to like it, because that's the thing, is it does have that... It's still... Like, that scene at the end, I will give Rian Johnson this. That scene at the end where it shows the kid that Finn and Rose had helped, and he's got the fucking rebel ring on, and it shows him looking up at the moon and the stars, and it's just like, it's a feeling of like, you can't crush hope. Right. You can't stomp out the resistance. Like, the rebellion will never go away because it exists in the hearts of the downtrodden.
Right.
It exists in those that get stomped on and used. So you can never get rid of it so long as you're stomping on people and using people. That moment was dope.
Oh, yeah.
Good job on that moment. But that's one moment out of entire... And the moment where Luke was talking to R2-D2, and he showed him that with Leia.
Yeah.
When the original message...
There were a couple scenes
where
we got to see the true character come out.
But there was just like, there was nonsensical shit. Like Luke, when he uses the spear to get a fish, it's such an unnecessary scene. Because all I'm wondering after that is, how does he get that fucking fish up off there?
Yeah.
Like, how does he
I'm gonna pull it all the way
Like, you gotta lift up that spear all the way up. Like, all the way up. And is it gonna, the weight of the fish gonna fucking pull it off? Because it was a pretty big fish.
Right.
Right? Like, why not show him after he stabs it, like, have him lift it up just a little bit and pull it off with the Force and bring it to him? No, he's disconnected from the Force. He can't use Force power. Luke Skywalker can't use Force powers.
He wants to die. He didn't leave a map on Tatooine.
Luke Skywalker hates the Jedi.
He didn't leave a map on Jakku.
Yeah, he didn't leave a map so that people could find him because he didn't want to be found. He went to the most unfindable corner ever.
Yeah.
Even though he left a map to his location.
He went there to die.
He hates the Jedi. He hates the Force. He's disconnected himself from the Force and he wants the Jedi to die. Because that's Luke Skywalker now. And it's good. It's a good fucking Star Wars movie. And you're just acting like big giant babies about a movie that doesn't matter, that's made for kids. It's like, motherfucker, those movies were good for parents too. Parents took their kids to the original ones and they loved them just as much as the fucking kids. Because there's shit in there that you can love. Right? There's dark themes there that give you a glimpse into what, you know, is horrible world. But there's also hope and love and kindness and fucking the heroes conquering the dark side. Yeah.
There's that lightheartedness in the fucking banter between the characters in the original trilogy and some of the terms where it's like kind of goofy and it makes you laugh and
because it builds on the world and you just shit all over.
But it's not afraid to bring it down. And
Rian Johnson, Disney, anyone who fucking cleared that movie, anyone who saw what that movie was going to be and said, okay, fuck you, as much as DICE and fucking EA for Battlefront 2. Fuck you. This fucking brilliant property is now owned by mediocre hacks, everybody. We'll always have the originals. We'll always have the bits we love.
Yes.
And if you love these new ones, salute, good for you. Enjoy that shit. Till next time, I'm Jax
Chubbz.
Fucking love you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay smart. And just remember, like, this is just two dudes' opinions. So, enjoy what you want to enjoy. Hate what you want to hate. It's your life, man. Do with it what you will.